Hey there, wonderful people. This is Virtue and Vision, and today we're diving deep into something that affects every single one of us, dealing with toxic people. Not just surface-level tips, but real, actionable strategies that can transform how you handle difficult relationships. This is going to be a longer video, but I promise every minute will be worth it. I've spent months researching, interviewing psychologists, and compiling real-life experiences to bring you the most comprehensive guide on dealing with toxic people. Before we dive in, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt physically exhausted after spending time with certain people? That's not coincidence. Studies show that toxic relationships can actually affect your physical health, raising cortisol levels and impacting your immune system. Pretty wild, right? Today's video is different. We're not just scratching the surface, we're going all in. I've broken down each strategy into actionable steps, complete with real-world examples and expert insights. Plus, I've included timestamps in the description below so you can easily navigate to the sections most relevant to you. Strategy number 1, the Gray Rock Method. Let's start with one of the most powerful but misunderstood techniques, the Gray Rock Method. Now, I know what you're thinking. Being boring doesn't sound like a strategy, but there's actual psychology behind this, and when done correctly, it's incredibly effective. Research from the University of California shows that toxic people often seek emotional reactions as a form of psychological reward. When you deny them this reaction, you're essentially removing their motivation to engage in toxic behavior. Let's break down the Gray Rock Method into its core components. 1. Emotional neutrality. Wrong way, right way. Key elements of emotional neutrality: controlled facial expressions, neutral tone of voice, minimal body language, brief, factual responses. 2. Conversation management. Sample responses. That's interesting. I see. Maybe. 3. Information diet. What to share. Weather. Basic work updates. General public knowledge. What to avoid. Personal challenges. Future plans. Emotional experiences. Personal opinions. Real-life application scenarios. Scenario 1. The office drama instigator. Toxic person. Did you hear what Sarah did in the meeting? I can't believe she would undermine the team like that. Gray Rock response. I was focused on the project deadlines. Scenario 2. The dramatic family member. Toxic relative. Your cousin's new car must have cost a fortune. I bet she's in debt. Why can't she be more responsible like you? Gray Rock response. Everyone makes their own choices. Common mistakes to avoid. 1. Being obviously boring. 2. Complete shutdown. 3. Inconsistent application. 4. Emotional leakage. Expert corner. The key to successful Gray Rocking is authenticity in your disengagement. It's not about being fake. It's about being genuinely uninvesting in the drama while maintaining basic human courtesy. Strategy number 2. Strategic boundary setting. Now, let's talk about something that might sound simple but requires mastery. Strategic boundary setting. This isn't just saying no. It's about creating a sustainable system for protecting your peace. The psychology of boundaries. Research shows that people with clear boundaries have 47% lower stress levels, 35% better work performance, 62% improved relationship satisfaction. Let's break this down into actionable steps. 1. Boundary identification. Inner circle, non-negotiables, personal values, core beliefs, essential needs. Middle circle, flexible boundaries, time commitments, social energy, work-life balance. Outer circle, casual boundaries, social media access, casual interactions, general availability. 2. Boundary communication framework. The clear method. See calm and collected. A limited explanation. Explicit terms. Assertive language. Or repeat as needed. Example scenarios. Scenario 1. The time boundary. Toxic coworker. I know it's 6 p.m., but can you just help me with this quick thing? Effective response. I've set aside this time for personal commitments. I'll be happy to help you tomorrow during work hours. Scenario 2. The emotional boundary. Toxic friend. Why aren't you sharing more about your relationship? Don't you trust me? Effective response. I'm comfortable with the amount I've shared. This works for me. Strategy number 3. Advanced redirection. Let's dive into one of the most sophisticated techniques in our arsenal. Advanced redirection. This isn't just changing the subject. It's about psychological aikido, redirecting negative energy into productive channels. The science of redirection. Research from Harvard Psychology shows that pattern interruption can actually reset negative thought cycles in both the initiator and recipient of toxic behavior. Core components of advanced redirection. 1. Pattern recognition. Common toxic triggers. Criticism baiting. Drama initialization. Negative comparisons. Victim positioning. 2. Redirection techniques. A. The question method. Toxic person. Can you believe how terrible the new team leader is? Redirection. What qualities do you think make an effective leader? B. The future focus. Toxic person. Everything is going wrong with this project. Redirection. Let's brainstorm some solutions for the next phase. C. The perspective shift. Toxic person. Sarah always gets special treatment. Redirection. It's interesting you noticed that. What opportunities do you see for yourself? Implementation framework. 1. Identify toxic pattern. 2. Choose redirection type. 3. Execute with positive energy. 4. Maintain new direction. Common pitfalls to avoid. Obvious topic changing. Defensive redirection. Inconsistent application. Emotional engagement. Strategy number 4. The professional shield. This strategy is particularly crucial for workplace toxicity, but its principles apply everywhere. Let's talk about building a professional shield that protects you while maintaining your career growth. Key components. 1. Documentation system. Digital communication records. Meeting summaries. Project timelines. Interaction logs. 2. Professional distance techniques. Email communication preferences. Meeting scheduling protocols. Collaboration boundaries. Information sharing guidelines. 3. Performance focus. Goal-oriented interactions. Measurable outcomes. Professional development emphasis. Stakeholder management. Strategy number 5. The emotional fortification method. This strategy focuses on building internal resilience rather than just managing external behaviors. Components of emotional fortification. 1. Self-talk framework. Recognition of triggers. Internal dialogue scripts. Emotional grounding techniques. Recovery protocols. 2. Energy protection practices. Morning protection ritual. Energy cleansing techniques. Emotional boundaries. Recovery practices. 3. Support system development. Professional counseling. Peer support groups. Mentor relationships. Personal development. Strategy number 6. The strategic disengagement protocol. This isn't about ghosting or running away. It's about strategic withdrawal that preserves your dignity and energy. Disengagement levels. 1. Partial disengagement. Limited interaction protocols. Communication reduction. Emotional distance. Professional maintenance. 2. Full disengagement. Exit strategy development. Support system activation. Legal/professional considerations. Recovery planning. 3. Re-engagement guidelines. Assessment criteria. Testing protocols. Boundary establishment. Progress monitoring. Strategy number 7. The Success Accelerator. Our final strategy might surprise you. It's about turning toxic situations into rocket fuel for your success. Components. 1. Motivation transformation. Converting negativity to drive. Using criticism as feedback. Building resilience. Creating success metrics. 2. Growth opportunities. Skill development. Network expansion. Professional advancement. Personal evolution. 3. success metrics, goal achievement tracking, personal growth indicators, relationship quality measures, professional advancement markers, new additions to implementation guide, strategy integration matrix. 1. Workplace combinations, professional shield plus success accelerator, gray rock plus advanced redirection, documentation plus emotional fortification. 2. Personal life applications, strategic disengagement plus boundary setting, mirror technique plus emotional fortification, success accelerator plus support system. 3. Family dynamics, advanced redirection plus emotional fortification, strategic disengagement plus gray rock, professional shield plus boundary setting. You've made it through this comprehensive guide, and I want you to know something important. Choosing to protect your peace isn't selfish, it's necessary. Remember, toxic people often don't change because their behavior works for them. Your job isn't to fix them. It's to protect yourself while maintaining your integrity. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which strategy resonated most with you? What challenges do you anticipate in implementing these techniques? What strategies have worked for you in the past? Implementation guide. Now that we've covered all 7 strategies, let's talk about implementation. This isn't about using all 7 strategies at once. It's about building your personal toolkit, creating your toxic person response protocol. 1. Assessment phase. Identify toxic behavior patterns. Measure impact on your life. Evaluate relationship necessity. 2. Strategy selection. Professional settings. Personal relationships. Family dynamics. Social situations. 3. Implementation timeline. Week 1 to 2, observation and planning. Week 3 to 4, initial strategy implementation. Week 5 to 8, adjustment and refinement. Week 9 to 12, evaluation and modification. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need these strategies. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell to join our community of growth-minded individuals. Remember, you deserve relationships that uplift and support you. Sometimes the most toxic thing we can do is accept toxic behavior as normal. Start implementing these strategies today and watch how your life transforms.